Hi, I'm Connor from the Mass Digital Tech team, and today I'm going to go through how to set up and use Dahua's cloud managed PoE switches. Now we're here with the configuration for the switch. The first thing that I'm on now is the Dual-Link Care web platform. You can find that on care.duallinkcloud.com. I've already got my credentials added here. You should have a company set up already, but if you don't, you can run through that process when you've signed up to Dual-Link. So if we log in here, you'll now be able to go to a site. I've already added a site which is called Mass Digital. So clicking into this site, I can see that my cloud switch has already been added to this site, but if you had a cloud switch that hadn't been added already, you can add a device, add by serial number. This one is called Connor's Cloud Switch, but again, you can go to device name it wherever you want it to be. Serial number can be located on the bottom of the device. The device password by default, you won't have a device password by default. In this case, it is the security code, which can also be found on the label underneath the switch. But when you first log into the cloud switch, you will be asked to set a password. Mine has now already been added and it's come online. In the case that the switch doesn't come online or network connection cannot be found, the switch has a default IP address of 192.168.1.110. You can log on to the switch, configure your network details that way to get your cloud switch online. Mine is already online, so I can see it on the web page. Go into the details for the switch. If I go onto the overview here, I can see things such as, is my port a PoE port? This port is connected to a camera, so I can see that it is delivering 1.9 watts of power. Great for configuration purposes, so you can see how much power is being delivered, if power is being delivered at all to your camera, because that might be an issue. I can also see what sort of port speed that my port is dealing with. So let's say I've got long range PoE mode as an example. That takes the port speed down to 10 megabits per second. I can see if my port is trying to exceed that, and that might be a reason that my camera is lagging. Further down here, we can also see the device under device utilization, how much PoE the switch is using in total. So let's say I've got some PTZs on there, some 25 watt PTZs. I can probably get away with around 2. If I had another couple of cameras on there, that might start exceeding my PoE budget. So if I'm even near that limit and my cameras are going on and off, that's one of the first things to check to see if you are exceeding that limit. Next thing, under the settings, you will also be able to change the name of the switch from here. You can do firmware upgrades remotely, so you don't have to go to site to do them, and you can also do it very easily. You can restart the device. You can restore the configuration of the switch. So if you've got the backup saved of the switch, for example, you can upload that to the switch, and if necessary, even remove the switch. Another good thing you can do for these PoE switches, if you actually go to the switch and go to the port, so this one is a camera port, which is port 2. If I want to restart the port, let's say the camera's come offline for some reason, I can restart that port, which might just get that camera connected back to that recorder. Also under your port settings is where you can enable long distance PoE, so you can enable long distance PoE for each individual port. So it doesn't have to just be one port. Your uplink ports can still be their full gigabit potential. So the 10 megabits per second per individual port won't matter that much on individual cameras while still having the full speed on the uplinks. Okay, that was a couple of neat things that you can do with the Dahua Cloud Switch. Might just save you a couple of site visits, being able to reboot that switch port and check how much data is actually coming through that switch. If you want to check out the full range of cloud switches available, if you head to massdigital.co.uk, you'll be able to see all the switches that we do. And in the next couple of weeks, we'll be uploading some more how-tos and in-depth guides. So if you want to see them come up on your feed, make sure to like and subscribe to the channel.